just before I left for holiday vacation, my fruit trees arrived. So this is what I did to keep them alive and safe while I was gone. I did what's called healing them in, which I just put them into this pile of mulch and buried the roots, and I dampened the soil. You can see it even stayed wet over there too. But this is how I kept them alive the week that I was gone, and today I'm getting ready to plant them. This is going to be all of the amendments that I use upon planting each tree. I've got this organic prime start. It's a 3.2, 4.5, 3.5. This is all organic, natural rock phosphate, feather meal, gypsum, sulfur of potash, azomite, and kelp meal. This is organic Arctic humus, which is like really good soil, which I'm going to put a small amount of that in. This is a vegan mix 322, which is just soy meal, which will add some nutrients to the soil. This is CBD minerals from Boogie Brew. It's a basalt, California basalt deposit, which is a rock dust that will put more minerals into the soil. And then Mycos mycorrhiza, which is fungus that you put into the soil that connects with the roots to help them uptake nutrients. So I'm going to put a small amount of each of these for each of the trees. I got 5 of these little buckets. I'm planting 5 trees at a time. So I'm going to separate this all out so that I can put just a little bit, mix it with the coconut coir and the natural soil, and then I'll be able to plant each tree with the even amount of starting fertilizer and healthy microbes for the soil. So I've got all these mixed up here. I'm mixing up the last one. Doesn't look like a lot of material, but when you plant fruit trees, you don't want to put a whole bunch of fertilizer and everything right at the base of the tree, because this won't encourage the roots to grow out and search for nutrients and water and give a sturdy base for the tree. So this is just a booster. So I'm going to finish mixing this up and we'll be ready to plant some trees. So this is a block of coconut coir. It's the husk of the coconut. It's basically a waste product, but you can get it pretty cheap, and it's very good for keeping the soil hydrated. So I poured 5 gallons of hot water on this block, and you can see it's steaming and it's puffing up, hydrating it all. And once that's complete, this will be a whole wheelbarrow full of coconut coir, and then I'm going to add a small handful into the soil that I mix with each tree when I plant them, keep the tree from drying out. So now you can see this coconut coir is all hydrated, filled up the wheelbarrow here. It's a nice consistency. And that stuff is going to get mixed in with the other amendments along with the natural soil when we plant. So this is my first planting site that I'm going to take care of today. I have a 4-in-1 low chill apple that's going to go in this spot here. So what I have to do is clear off all of the mulch and then move back the sprinkler and dig out a hole. So I have my hole dug out, and I've left some soft soil in the bottom. That way I can set the tree to adjust the height once it's in there. And this is the tree. It's a grafted 4-in-1 apple, and they're all low chill varieties, which means they don't need a lot of 45-degree soil throughout the winter months. This is an Anna apple here, and it's marked with white. And this is Fuji apple marked with yellow. And then we have a Gordon apple marked with magenta. And then Dorset Golden, which is marked with green. So I'm going to want to keep these the right, adjust these the right direction when I plant them. Okay, so I have my hole dug out, and I aligned it here, and I believe the Gordon apple will probably be the best growing. So I have aligned that in the north facing direction because it should grow best on its own, and the Anna and Fuji and Dorset will be able to spread out into the open area this way. So when I bury this, the key is to keep it at root level where it was buried before, and not bury those in with soil, because you need to keep that crown above the ground in order for it to get air. And if you get dirt piled around your base of your tree, you end up with rot, and your tree will die. So we've got our tree planted in. Move it up and down like this a little bit. That'll help keep the soil compacted underneath. Get everything around. Everything is right at the right level here. I spread this dirt out. Make a small berm around the tree, which will help the water stay near the tree. I'm gonna put the sprinkler in there, and it's gonna have a bubbler on it, 4 gallon per hour. 2 of those to start off, hopefully graduating to 4 someday. Okay, so finishing up here, I drove a stake in and got these little connectors here where the light connection to the tree, and we get wind from the south, so I want to make sure that it's protected in the spring so it doesn't tip over, and we keep it growing straight the first few years, and then I'll pull that out. Also, we're going to put the sprinkler in here, and I just cut off the old sprinkler, the temporary one that I had on there, with this large range sprayer to keep everything damp. And I have a 5-foot piece of 1/2-inch pipe here, and I'm looking for anywhere from 15 to 20 inches across, so I did 5-foot circumference. Cut that off there, and then we're gonna push this right on. These drippers from Dig, got them from Home Depot. They're little red guys, and they are pressure compensating, and they're 4 gallons per hour. So they just have a little nub on the end here, and you have this little tool, and we punch it into here, and I'm going to point both of these towards the tree since it's young and its roots are small, and my roots kind of laid in there this way, so I'm going to go along with that that layout. Just pop that in there and push that in, and we'll have one on each side. And there we got that one. And now we've got one on each side, and as the tree grows, we'll need more than the 4-gallon per hour drippers to keep these wet in the summer. So once, probably year 2, maybe year 3, I'll put more drippers on these sides. But for now, 8 gallons should be more than enough to keep them going. And now I just want to get this sprinkler down flat, and I'm going to cover it with mulch to hold it in place and keep the base of the tree nice and moist. Pull that mulch back over there. Well, I attempted to do a time lapse of me planting all of these trees, but unfortunately the camera battery died. So here we are at the end. I planted all 5 of these, and I planted 3 more over to the left. I'll go to each one and show you what they are. This one is a Brittany Gold apricot. This is called a Red Baron peach, a Granny Smith apple, a Lapins cherry. There's 2 more spots here for a plum and a nectarine that I have yet to receive. I ordered them from a different company. This is a Flavor Delight aprium, an Indian freestone peach. And this is my brown turkey fig, which I've had growing in a pot for a year now. So that was a good day's work. I got 8 trees planted, 2 more yet to come, and then I've got some pomegranates and kiwis that I have to put in the ground, but I'm going to wait until it's a little warmer for those. So thanks for checking out all of this tree planting today. I'll see you in the next one.